So if you'll join me in a really warm welcome with your round of applause for Adrian Vallera.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. So before we even start, I'd like to get everybody in like these two center areas of the room. If you're on the outskirts, let's get into the center areas because I'd like to get everybody together because we're all going to be channeling. So while you guys are reacclimating to a new area, my name is Adrian Vallera with Disclosure Fest Foundation. This is a multicultural initiative and community-based nonprofit, which was basically channeled through meditation to actually, stop what I was doing or put it on hold to create this foundation, which brings communities together to raise consciousness and to activate ascension keys that may be lying dormant within you. And some of these keys are activated in certain ways with like plant-based diets, being of service, just doing the inner work, remembering that connection that we have with the universe, with our planet, with our central sun. So throughout this journey, this is what has been coming through, and we started a beautiful foundation with multiple initiatives, tree plantings, forest restorations, beach cleanups. We have homeless initiatives. We're going in with children's schools, teaching sustainability and mindfulness, and just really helping children that are dealing with trauma raise frequency in such a young age so they can get through this shadow work. Because we all know once we're getting through the shadow work, that's when all the beauty happens, and the shadow work is so beautiful. So a lot of what's been going on with this Earth Grid activations is what has really come clear with Disclosure Fest. So it's 6 times a year at least I'm led through Spirit and Source to do these Earth Grid activations. So what we call this is actually light work. So if you're in this group today, you're actually light workers. Because today you are going to leave with your own divinely guided Earth Grid activation. Are you all ready? Yeah. So I have to warn you, these Earth Grid activations can be quite expensive because it takes traveling. So, and it maybe not. It could be in your own neighborhoods. It really just what comes through for you. So, how many of you actually practice meditation? How many of you are very visual in your meditations? Beautiful, because this is going to be a very visual meditation. And I'd like to let you know that after this starts, no one is going to be coming into this room or leaving this room. This is going to be a container. And we have Erica and Michelle, Lori. Who else is another one? We have another guardian. Anyways, we have 4 guardians here. Just know that there's going to be 4 guardians here, including Ryan McQuillan, which is one of our production team leaders and also runs our chapter in Denver. So they're gonna be holding space on the outskirts. They're gonna be our guardians. This perimeter is gonna be, they're gonna be doing Reiki, holding energy into this circle because we're all gonna be having open channels. How many channels before? How many people do some channeling? Beautiful. This is a technique that came through for me, and I've done this workshop once before, and out of like 26 people, 18 of them had profound Earth Grid activation missions going on.
Do you want us to?
Yeah, let's start. So actually, before we even do this, let's get up, turn your chairs around. We're going to be actually sitting on the ground, because now we're going to use your chairs as actual desks, and I'd like to get you as close to the ground as possible. And guardians, can you help move the chairs behind each person just so they have room and they don't feel congested or... Yeah, let's start getting some Palo Santo on people. Yes, we're going to wait for someone that is a light worker and needs to take a bathroom break. 2 people. All right, bathroom breaks. Hurry. This is going to go into lunch, so I hope you guys know that. And it's okay, when you're channeling, you're not really supposed to be eating. That's what I've noticed. Whenever I lead these mass meditation events that I do with Disclosure Fest, I don't even eat for a couple of days. And it's quite powerful. So while the rest of you that are not taking bathroom breaks, let's just tune in. How many people here know about Disclosure Fest? Cool. How many people don't know about Disclosure Fest? Wow. So where are you from? Mount Shasta is a powerful spot for me. Actually, a lot of the grids that I activate, I end up going to Shasta just to really energize the grid. And I'll get into more about what these grids are and how powerful they are to you. So how many other people haven't heard of Disclosure Fest? Okay, cool. So, and then where are you from? Yes, you. Oh, wow, Utah is in the house. Beautiful. So yeah, Disclosure Fest has been powerful. One of our initiatives is called the Mass Meditation Initiative. We started it in Los Angeles. We've had, this is our 3rd one in Los Angeles. We had over 4,000 people the first time. The second time we had over 10,000. And this year, June 22nd, we reached over 22,000 people. Yes, and it's a completely community-based supported initiative. So there's not a ticket price. It's just for you to come in and donate if you feel, or take a free ticket if you feel, and then come participate in over 60 different workshops. There's a 2 p.m. mass meditation that's live streamed worldwide. And this year was all about releasing planetary trauma. So it was very difficult for me because we had to go through a lot of different, planetary ancestral trauma that we've gone through in different cultures and ethnicities. And it was quite challenging, but the earth and our collective really started this unraveling of trauma stored deep in our DNA. So that's kind of been coming up a lot for me, and it might come up for you on this. Who knows? If you're comfortable like that, you're totally fine. This is important. If you guys are light workers, this is important work. So earth grids, anybody know? Because I didn't know. You know what they are? So to me, what came through is that our planet has so many pressure points and ley lines. And these pressure points and ley line are such power points that correspond with so many other points in the universe and other planets. And when we're divinely guided to activate a grid, then there is a real purpose for that. And a lot of the grids that have been popping up for me have been 3 markers. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5, but 3 is always a really good number for markers. And what a marker is one of the points. So when this point comes up, we're going to travel to this point, and we're going to find this divinely guided visual that you're about to get in your channel. And once you find it, it's all miraculous. So when we get to this grid, we know where it is. We know it so hard. It's so deep that, wow, I just found this marker that came through me in a meditation, and I traveled hundreds of miles to do so, and it's right freaking there. And you're going to activate it, and you're going to get on your way to the next one. Or how it comes to you. Sometimes you can do different markers in different times. You don't have to do them all at once. For me, they come through all at once. I'm going from one place to another until it's activated. And such a beautiful thing. So what we're going to do, and I may be forgetting, like I said, I've done this twice. This is the second time, and I may be forgetting some things, but I will try to come through and remember what I have forgotten. So, Michael, you want to throw that image on there? We're going to throw the image of what these sheets are in front of your thing, in front of your chairs. That's going to be interesting. Is there no way to get that clear?
It was clear earlier. On the left side. On the right, left and right is actually.
Yeah, well, we can work with that. Yeah, do what you can. So how many of you know what a toroidal field looks like? Anybody? Everyone knows the toroidal field? So this is kind of going to be part of the channeling that we're going to do. Again, if anybody's knees are hurting or anything, you can sit like this beautiful woman is sitting. It will work. I don't even think about it, actually. But if you're hunched over, it just depends. We're going to do a beautiful meditation, so you'll be able to get this channeling. So the toroidal field, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hooking up with linking up and anchoring the central sun. So the central sun is the largest sun in the universe, if you're unaware, and it is what powers every sun. It's like true source energy. And then we're going to really be anchoring into the core of our earth. Now, a lot of people, and I do this sometimes too, is I use our sun knowing that it's connected to the central sun. So that's going to be part of it, and then we're going to use our hearts. So during this meditation, we're going to be anchoring in from the central sun into our hearts, the core of the earth, and this is going to look like a toroidal field. So it's going to go through the sun, through our channels, which is our crown, and all of our chakras, out of our root, into the earth, through the core of the earth, and that's going to be one band on the side. And the other side's going to be like that. So that's going to be the visual through the lining of our bodies while we're sitting here during this meditation. So we're going to take you into a deep channeling meditation for a little while. And then what we're going to do is we are going to draw light codes. You were also given blank pieces of paper under your chart. So that blank piece of paper is going to be the first thing that we work with. But because you're going to be channeling, I want you to keep those two, this paper and the blank paper, really accessible for you to really maneuver back and forth between these two pieces of paper while we're under this transmission, okay? So while the first part of this transmission, we're going to be downloading codes, light codes. I don't know if you're familiar with light codes. So I was told not to put this on the projector, so I'm just going to walk around and just kind of give you an example of some of these light codes. So we're going to be done. They don't need to look exactly like this. They can look any way you want, because light codes are part of the whole universe. And for each person, they can look completely different. They don't have to look. They could be dots, they could be swirls, they could be symbols. You know, it really depends what civilizations, what entities you're going to be channeling. And just know, as we keep this container, we're only allowing benevolent light beings into this room with us. Our channels are going to be clear, powerful, and just know, and we can say that within our meditations, that we're only okay with communicating with benevolent beings. Can you now take a picture, please? These are my symbols. I'm just sharing examples. So again, these could look any way that comes through to you. There is no wrong light codes.
In the meditation, the energy comes down through our toroidal field out, like through the core of the earth, out the other side, correct?
Yeah. And back up to the sun, down through your channels. And you know what would be nice, and actually, if someone can turn on some of the lights brighter in here, if that's possible. There we go. Awesome. Are we all ready? This is going to be so fun. Everyone's going to be on your Earth Grid activations. Let's thank Michelle, Lori, Victoria, Erica, and Ryan for being our guardians holding this container. Guardians, please, let's take these four corners. Let's all close our eyes. Let's feel the earth underneath our sitting bones. Let's talk to this planet, our great mother. She's sitting, you're sitting right on her. You can feel her. No, we can turn that down. I didn't think it would be that bright. All right. Option out. Nope, we're good. So let's just tune in again. Let's tune in. We're good. We're good. Let's sit down. Let's feel our planet. Any messages we want that she wants to give us. Let's thank her so deeply for always being there for us. Let's see what her face may look like. Is it sad? Is it happy? If it's happy, ask her why. Let's tune in to the sun above us in the sky, connected to the central sun or the central sun itself. Let's thank the sun for all this beautiful information that is helping us remember. We're all here remembering. We remember so much every day. Let's thank ourselves. And as we thank ourselves, let's zoom into our heart center. And as we zoom into our heart center, let's just float in our heart center like we're in a float tank. And we really feel this energy. Understand the power of the heart. Understand how deep and how real everything is because of the heart. And feel the energy that can transmute any energy with heart forward, heart space. And as we're tuning into our heart, let's start breathing all the energy into our aura, into our field, into our body. Let's bring it in as we inhale. Let's bring it all into the heart. And as we circulate this energy into the heart, we can use this energy to filter any stagnant or emotional energy as we expand it back into our fields. And let's do a few breaths where we just collect all of our energy into our heart. And we exhale it back out. Each breath, We're seeing our fields clear. We're seeing our fields mended from cracks. Breathe in one more time deeply into our hearts and exhale it back out. Now we're going to shift our attention back to the earth. And we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to bring earth energy in from our root chakra. And we're going to fill our body, our light body, our aura with earth energy and hold that breath at the top. Feel that earth energy. Exhale, and let's bring it back down into the earth as the earth is acting like a filter, cleaning and clearing any emotional, stagnant energies that may not be of service to us. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Breathe that earth energy in from our root. And then exhale back down. One more time. Breathe in that earth energy from our root. Fill our body, light body, our aura, all the way. Hold it at the top. Feel that energy, that connection. Exhale back down. Shifting our attention to the sun, the central sun above us. And we're going to take a deep breath and we're going to bring a golden ray of sun down, a beam, and we're going to breathe it into our crown chakra, past our third eye, past our throats, past our hearts, past our solar plexus, past our sacral, past our root, and then we're going to grow it into the ground like a root, like from a tree, out of your tailbone, burrowing so deep, 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 deep into the earth, so deep it penetrates the earth's core, and as it penetrates the earth's core, it branches out into a beautiful tree inside the core. Now we're going to breathe from those branches, and you're going to see those branches inside the core light up as it lights up all the way up that root, all the way into our root chakra, filling our body, our light body, our aura with this beautiful earth core energy. Hold it at the top because this is the feeling, that true connection to our great mother. Exhale it back down. And let's take a couple more breaths this way. Beautiful. Now that our energy is going to exhale all the way back down to the core, we're going to begin a connection exercise, which will begin your transmissions and your channeling, and your channel to be open. Let's take that energy from the earth's core. Inhale, bring it deep all the way up and fill it into your heart. I want that whole breath into your heart. And while the whole breath is in your heart, it's almost like taking your finger of God, and I want you to start drawing. You don't have to do it physically in the room, but just pretend you're in your heart drawing a figure eight, an infinity symbol in your heart. And you're drawing it with your finger of God. You're going to take a deep breath. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to take that energy and bring it all the way up to the core of the central sun. And you're going to draw this figure eight as we anchor into the central sun. Draw this figure eight into the core of the central sun. Take a deep breath. Exhale it back down into your heart and draw that figure eight. Just draw that figure eight inside your heart, circulating that energy that's connected to your heart already and connected to the central sun. Let's take a deep breath now. Exhale all the way down to the core of the earth, and draw that figure eight. Draw that figure eight into the core of the earth. And now you're going to start seeing the channel opening a little bit just because you've started. We're going to take another deep breath. Exhale all the way back up into your heart. Draw that figure eight. Keep drawing that figure eight. Take a deep breath. Exhale back up to the central sun. Draw that figure eight. And the more we do this, our channel is opening more. This toroidal field, you're seeing it start coming from the sun through our chakra centers back to the core of the earth, and this toroidal field is starting to flow. And let's just keep going down. Take a deep breath from the sun. Exhale back down into your heart. Draw that figure eight. Draw that figure eight. Take a deep breath now. Exhale back down to the earth, the core of the earth. Draw that figure eight. And now we're going to do this fast. We're going to take a deep breath. Exhale back up to the heart. Draw the figure eight. Deep breath. Exhale back to the sun, core. Draw the figure eight. Exhale back down to the heart. Draw that figure eight. Inhale. Exhale back down to the earth. Draw the figure eight. Exhale back up to the heart. Draw the figure eight. Exhale back up to the sun. Draw this figure eight, and just now start seeing this speed up and down, speeding faster and faster, faster and faster. And once it gets to this highest point of speed, take a deep breath, exhale it back into your heart. Now what we're going to do is just like a Buddha statue, that's chin just a little bit down, eyes are just a little bit open. We're going to look at this paper and we're going to start drawing these codes. See what comes through. Just let your hands do all the talking. Start drawing some codes. Go back to the connecting to the sun, the earth, the heart. Just start drawing codes on that blank piece of paper. Just start drawing those codes. Just remember to keep the channel. You're doing two things. We're drawing codes, and we're going up from the sun to our heart to the core of the earth, back and forth, and just allowing this information in. Keep your eyes slightly open, chin down, a smile on your face, and just draw these codes. If you get stuck, again, just do that same meditation, bringing down that energy from the sun into our hearts, down to the earth's core, back up to our hearts. See that toroidal field. When our channels being open, just floods information through. trust your hands. There is no wrong way to do this. Just trust, surrender. Okay, I think I'm being told that this is where we're gonna end our code writing. Now we're gonna go back into this meditation, connecting to the sun, the heart, and the earth. Let's go up and down a few times, keeping your light codes in front of you. Because now we're gonna start translating them next, okay? Up to the sun, down to our hearts, down to the core of the earth, back up to our hearts, back up to the sun, down to the heart. Place your right hand on your paper that you wrote the codes down, palms down, flat against that paper, in circular patterns, counterclockwise. Let's just start rubbing this paper. Let's rub this paper as we breathe the central sun in from our crowns to our hearts, down to the earth, back up to our hearts. Just rub that paper circular. Rub those codes. We're downloading those codes now into our DNA. Just rub them nice large circles all the way around. The other hand can keep the paper still and just rub that paper. Just keep rubbing as we do, and this is really taking it in so that we can just start translating these codes next. Keep doing that meditation from the sun to the heart to the earth, back up to the heart to the sun. Now we can go back to our chart. Let's flip to the next paper. Let's flip to the planetary grid activation paper. Now we're going to tune into this, the top right, the top left corner. There's a Y. This could be any reason. It could be planetary due to ascension. I don't want to start saying a bunch of different things because it could be anything to you. Why are you activating this grid? Could be anything. Could be family. It could be, I don't want to throw out anything. It could be whatever you want. Why are you activating this grid? And just write it up there. And then in the number 1 column on the left, there's a date, month, and year. You don't have to have an exact date. You can use a month and a year. If you have an exact date for this marker number 1, you can put it down there if it's coming through. If it's just a month, it's okay. And if it's this year or next year or whatever, put that year. And if there is a time of the day or night this marker needs to be activated, there is not a slot, but just put it in there if a time comes through. And then in that same top box, then marker number 1, where is this marker? Could be a city, could be a place you already know. Just fill it in right there. Now in this square that says visions, if there's a landscape or a mountain range, let's just draw it. Let your hands do the talking. And just draw a landscape, a mountain range, something to give you a clue as you're driving or walking or hiking through this city or this area. Let's connect to the sun, or connect to our heart, connect to the earth, back up to the heart, back up to the sun. Keep that toroidal field, keep our channels open. Get that landscape. It's really important. I always find these grids because there's a mountain range that's drawn perfectly on my piece of paper, and I always find it. In the next box under that, let's do some more clues. A specific tree or a rock formation, bushes, roads. Give yourself another clue that comes through. Could be a river and a trail, certain bushes, certain formation that nature makes. Just surrender and trust. Let your hands do the talking. In that last box on the left side, what tools to bring for this marker activation? Crystals, a trinket from your childhood. I actually had a new flute that I bought that came through. I guess I have to use a flute to activate this grid. What color crystals? Anything that comes to mind that you're going to use to activate this grid, this marker. Let's go back to this meditation. Bring the sun's core down through into the heart. Fill the heart. Do the figure 8. Exhale back all the way down to the earth. Do that figure 8. Come back up to the heart. Figure 8. Back up to the sun. Figure 8. Back down to the heart. Figure 8. Back down to the earth. Figure 8. Back up to the heart, figure 8, bring all that collective energy into the heart. Marker number 2 in the middle of your sheet. It could be around the same time, it could be different times. What comes through? Date, time, year. Date, month, year. What comes through? Is it consecutive? Is there a gap? there's a specific time of the day or night, write that down. There's not a little field for it, but just put it in there. Where is this marker? It looks like I'm going to Sedona. That number 2 box right there where it says visions. Let's start drawing some more. Sometimes when you get this deep in, you might have to go back to your codes and rub that paper a little more. If you can't get a really clear thing, just rub those codes. Connect to the sun, connect to the heart, connect to the earth. Do those figure eights. If you need to, sometimes it's just flowing through, you're just flowing. Sometimes you can always go back to rubbing those codes. Let's start drawing a landscape in there, a mountain range. What's going to be a clue for you? I have a mountain range and a river in front of it. It's a dry river. It could be anything for you. That's how specific it could be. And then if you already drew that, you can go to the next image, trees, rocks, bushes, roads, anything to give you more clues. And believe me, when you're on this journey, these will appear and you're going to be, wow. Just surrender and trust. If you're going blank, just rub those codes again. Connect to the sun, figure eight. Connect to the heart, figure eight. Connect to the core of the earth, figure eight. What tools are you bringing on this marker activation? Mine says a person will help me with this one. So I'm going to find someone, I'm going to actually run into someone that's going to help me. I got my flute again and crystals from the math meditation. So what are you going to bring? Could be anything. Let's get to marker number 3. Let's rub those those light codes again. Just rub the light codes. Let's get that transmission again. Connect to the sun, figure eight. Connect to the heart, figure eight. Connect to the earth, figure eight. Earth's core, back up to the heart. Marker number 3. Date, month, and year. Is it consecutive? Is there a specific time of day or night? Where is it? I'm going to Lake Arrowhead. Where are you going? Trust, surrender, right. Where are you going? Let's go to that next box and marker number 3, visions. Let's draw a landscape, a mountain range. Give yourself a clue. It could be a cliff, it could be anything. What is it? You will see this on your travels, exactly the way you draw it. Let's get back to that next box. If you need to rub your codes, go ahead. Trees, rocks, bushes, roads, rivers, whatever. Draw it in that box. If you need to rub those codes, just rub those codes. Take a deep breath in, bring it all into your heart, and just start writing. The next box down, what tools are you bringing? Crystals, trinkets from your childhood, a piece of clothing, something we're going to bury into the earth. Trust, surrender. And when you're done, I want you to flip that paper completely over. Take a deep breath into your heart. What's the first place or image that pops in your head? This could be this is your PowerPoint. Where is it? Mine's Shasta. Where's yours? It could be anywhere. Could be somewhere on a hike that you just called to you, that goosebumps when you walked by it. Someplace you were looking outside your window while you're driving. You're like, whoa, what is this? Why is it? And you remembered it in a dream. What is this place? This is where we're going to go last to power the grid. Connect to the sun, connect to our heart, connect to the earth, connect back to the sun. Know that everything is pure. Everything is led with our heart here. Loving intentions. Let's take that energy from our heart. Let's come down past our solar plexus, past our sacral, past our root, growing that root back down into the earth, connecting to that earth core. Remembering and thanking our Great Mother for this connection. Coming back up to our hearts and exhaling into the sun, thanking the sun for this beautiful information from Source, this divinely guided information from pure love, back down into the heart. And now, let's start feeling our hearts again. And let's start feeling the air in our bodies. Let's start feeling the muscles in our bodies. We can start hearing those voices outside of this room. We can just come back now see that root from our tailbones connected to the earth as we come out of this meditation. Always be grounded when we come out. Guardians, hold that space as everyone's coming back. Let's create this beautiful bubble of light around this room as everyone's reacclimating, connected to the earth. And you can start opening your eyes again. And just start reacclimating to the room. I hope you all started getting something out of this. I don't know if everyone filled in all the boxes. One thing I want to tell you when I do these activations is when I'm driving to a place and I'm getting to the area and I'm looking for this mountain range, I always find it. It's always there. If there's a specific tree that's a specific shape, I'm like, wow, there it is. And as I'm walking towards these clues, whether it's in the shade or lit up, something will illuminate it even more. Like you'll see it, like you can be in the shade and it's illuminated, like, wow, this is it. I always dig a little hole. And I bring things that, came guided to me. Like this crop circle that happened last year. It's called the Light Star. And I'll put this crop circle picture above the hole, and I'll start bringing my crystals, and I'll grid it in a formation around this thing. And then I'll put them in the hole, pointing in specific ways, taking the earth, meditating into the soil, and every scoop back into the hole. Just put your energy into the hole, activate this grid. And when you're activating this grid, I like to use this. It's a crystal wand. I get it from twistedsage.com. And this is a wand where we can do the same thing, where we're anchoring the sun, the heart, and the earth. And we create a column of light through that marker. So you're basically going to see a column of light coming from the core of the earth to that hole you just dug, the core of the sun to the hole you just dug to the core of the earth. And then after you fill that light column with so much light, boom, it's going to completely burst in each direction. That goes to infinity, up and down. Then you get to the next marker. And when you get to the next marker, do the exact same thing. And once you got that column of light and it's bursting each way to infinity, now you connect the two markers. Through meditation, you're seeing the light transferring from these two markers. After you've done this for as much as you feel needed to, go to that next grid, that next marker. Same thing. I like to dig holes. It could be anything to you, but just that spot needs to be activated. Once this column of light is activated, now you're doing your triangle. And before you leave on this trip, Google map it and draw the triangle before you leave. Okay? And once you see this triangle, you're going to see the energy passing through it like that. And it's going to go faster and faster and faster and faster until you see this burst of energy in this triangle. Now this is a triangle column of light with 3 different points that you've just traveled to and activated. It's a triangle column of light going up and down into infinity. And then when you get to that last thing on the back of your paper, that last place, you go to that place and you create a power point. So you're manifesting energy into that one last marker, that last place that calls you, and you're just feeding a column of energy from that marker to your triangle column. I don't know if that's understandable to you. I wish I could have more information, but I'm always available to help you with this. Adrian at disclosurefest.org. You could email me. I'd love to know what you guys are doing. Anybody have any questions? Okay.
What if there's only 2 marker points that we saw, and then like the third as like the power?
That's fine.
That's like the triangle.
That's your grid. You don't have to have a PowerPoint. A lot of times with the energies flowing around the planet, grids can kind of fade out a little bit. But when you find a PowerPoint on the planet, that's constantly going to be powering that grid. Anybody else have any questions? Adrian at disclosurefest.org. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Anybody else? Did anybody get everything? Did a lot come through? Yeah? Wow, cool. Yay. Awesome.
Amazing job.
Thanks,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for joining in, guys.
Adrian brings it. Thank you to each one of you for being planetary grid light workers. This is really important work that we're all doing. We're all really feeling drawn to be here and be together. And thank you, Adrian, for giving us the tools to really activate ourselves and our planet.